Welcome back to the show, everybody. This is the Shankly Sessions brought to you by the upper tier out there on YouTube. Head over there, smash that subscribe and bell notification. This is your match reaction and player ratings. Liverpool 4, Man United nil. What a night for the Reds. Go back top at least for 24 hours. But what a match it was. If there was ever a definition of the gulf between these two sides, that match was certainly a demonstration of it. And also a demonstration of the task and the job that Eric Ten Hag has on his hands to restore Man United back to previous glory. Game started out as we expected. Liverpool very dominant in possession, just passing the ball around, retaining possession. United didn't look like they were interested whatsoever in tonight. Kind of knew it was this they had down tools and realised they ran a hiding to nothing. But Liverpool ran out as expected, winners 4-0. I think the comment they made during commentary during the match was it's 9-0 on aggregate for the season. And it's the first time it's ever been done against Man United. So this club that we love continues to break records and create new statistics as we go along. I thought Thiago was absolutely sublime. I thought Trent was very, very positive in his play. I thought Robbo was more involved. Fabinho, sublime, but so easy with what he had to do. I mean, look, our captain, fantastic, Jordan Henderson, even had a reasonably easy night tonight. He had very little to do in the middle of the park, that middle of the park for Man United. If you're a Man United fan tonight and you're not putting your boot through your TV in disappointment and embarrassment, they never once closed us down. They rarely put in a tackle. They gave up the ball so easy, especially in the first half. When you're looking at a possession of like 76 to 24%, United just surrendering all over the pitch. And to be honest, Liverpool, they just played it around like a training session. Similar to the game at Old Trafford, they could have had way more goals. I think if they wanted to press the button on it and it was needed, that could have easily been 5, 6, 7. They could have racked up a serious score. But it was an amazing game. Of course, the goals, Luis Diaz in 5 minutes with a fantastic goal. Build a play out on the right, ball swung in, simple finish for that boy. He's so talented. And great to see him get a goal. I was delighted he got a goal because a lot of people have been saying, yeah, he's productive and he does a lot of really, really good things, but we'd like to see some end product from him in terms of goals and stuff like that. Well, he answered that tonight after 5 minutes. Absolutely brilliant. Salah then, of course, doing what Salah does, answering all these critics who talk about him being out of form and this, that, and the other, and all the talk about the contract and all this kind of thing. And he pops up against United with two absolutely wonderful goals. The second one for a finish, I know it clipped off the defender, but even as a finish to just go up over the head and into the back of the goal was just unbelievable. And then Mane's finish, that sliding finish that he does, where he just lets the ball just ping off the inside of his foot into the near corner, and giving David De Gea no chance. These guys are on blistering form. We're top of the table now, albeit potentially for 24 hours. Hopefully, Brighton can do something against Man City. But you could see it on the sideline, even the joy of Klopp and the frustration of Ranić was there for everyone to see. Second half, they try and do something different. They made a few changes. United brought on, who did they bring on? Obviously, Pogba went off early on 10 minutes for Jesse Lingard. Not sure what the issue there was. Hard to know really with Pogba whether he was injured or whether he just didn't fancy it. Phil Jones went off at half time and Jadon Sancho came on, so they tried to get a bit more attacking. And according to Jadon Sancho, he kind of got into the game a little bit. But it was really the boy Hannibal that came on. He came on and, he had a bit of balls and he had a bit of nous about him. He was getting in Robbo's face and he was having a go and kicking a few players. Something that we hadn't seen all match from any of their senior players. It took a young lad to come off the bench in the 84th minute to actually give Liverpool a kick up the backside to have a go. And that is it's shocking from a Man United side. It's the worst Man United side I've ever seen. You've Harry Maguire coming out before the game and all talking about there's a reason why he's picked all the time. This guy is living in cloud cuckoo land. To be turning around and saying something as stupid as that when he knows well he's been shocking all season. And like, it's very obvious why he's getting picked to keep him relevant, to try and create some sort of value on him when they want to move him on. He ain't going to feature in a Ten Hag side, and certainly not going to feature as a captain. Absolutely shocking rubbish that he's coming out with. And United as a club should be embarrassed if that's what your captain's coming out with. Second half, we gave up the ball a little bit easier, and we gave them a little bit of hope at times where they picked up the ball, but they gave the ball back to us so easy. It didn't really make any difference. And the level of what I was shocked at, the level of shithousery from us on the pitch. Like, you've got Alisson doing shoulder drops. You've got Thiago doing like no-look passes and step overs and all. You've got Trent moving the ball around. You've got Virgil, double passing side to side and all, taking players out of the game who are running on and all. You've got Fabinho just using the strength of his body and all. And yet United didn't react to this at all. They were being made a show of on the pitch, and they didn't react to it at all. They allowed this to unfold in front of them, being made a show of. And then obviously in the last 5 or 10 minutes or whatever it was, they started kicking out at players, to kick out at Jordan. And, there was a kick out at Trent by Bruno and all that kind of stuff. Just frustration and petulance and all. It's a bit late to want to be kicking out at people in the 84th minute at 4-0 down or whatever it was. You know what I mean? It's just this United side. It's just, they're shocking from back to front, and it's just, you know what I mean? Like, if you had your choice, and United fans, come on, let me know what you think. Get in the comments here if you want to drop a comment on this. But who are you keeping in the side? I mean, realistically, who are you keeping? David De Gea? That's probably all you're keeping. Bruno Fernandes, a new contract. Double or treble his money or whatever it is. For what? He's been shocking all season. Shocking. How is he even getting a new contract? But this is symptomatic of United for the last 10 years. Constantly rewarding failure and bad performance all the time. New contracts, re-signing players, no right to be there. Stuff like that. Absolutely shocking. It took a young lad to come on in the 84th minute to give us a kick up the backside to make us feel like United were on the pitch. So poor, so poor. Should be embarrassed. Should be embarrassed. And yeah, you can turn around and go, yeah, you were missing a platter of players. You were. And of course, the issue with Ronaldo, and we're all very sad about that. He lost his son and obviously given time off and he couldn't play it. And the Liverpool fan base applauded in the 7th minute. They gave him the feeling of love that he needs at this time, and the support and all from both sets of fans, which was absolutely wonderful to see in the stadium. I'd like to highlight that. But would it have made a difference? Would it realistically have made a difference? If you look at that performance tonight, would have Ronaldo have gotten any service up front? He would have been more frustrated than anyone on the pitch. The level at which he played with, the players at which he's played with, his career. Look at what his career is transcending down into. Look at what United have done to fabulous players over the years who have gone there. Destroyed their careers. Managers, vilified managers, and ran them out the door. You know what I mean? And now you have a manager here now in Erik ten Hag, who's going to come in, who's been a fabulous manager at Ajax, between using youth and bringing in a bit of experience. Absolutely fabulous. He's been brilliant in the Champions League over the last couple of years. He's been brilliant in terms of his domestic league and cups and stuff like that. Very unlucky the other day against PSV. And now he's going to come into that shitstorm. And will the Glazers give him the time? Will the fan base give him the time? Look at what he has to do. He has to change out a whole team. A whole team. There is nothing worth hanging on to. You're a goalkeeper. There's nothing worth hanging on to. And this is what he has to face. And you think the Glazers are going to back him? The Glazers will hang him out to dry the very first chance they get. They've sold him a bum deal to get him out of Ajax. And that's the truth. And it's absolutely shocking. I'm looking at that match tonight and I'm thinking, United are so far off Liverpool and so far off Man City. It's unbelievable. And here you have Man City today being linked with Haaland. And you've got United talking about Ten Hag coming in. And, how are they going to bridge the gap? Where are they going to get the players from? Who's going to want to go there? How are they going to get top four? Players jogging around tonight, not throwing a leg in, not trying to tackle, not pressing the ball. We played the ball around at the back like it was a joke. Like it was a joke. Like we were playing against our reserve teams in a training session. This is what Man United as a club has become. You know what I mean? And I'm a Liverpool fan. And I should revel in this. It's embarrassing. Embarrassing. And that's all I really have to say on the game. Let's get into these player ratings. Alisson gave a 7-2 tonight. Little known fact about today's game, a little statistic. He completed more dribbles in the first half than Bruno Fernandes and Marcus Rashford combined. That's our goalkeeper. Marcus Rashford and Bruno Fernandes combined. That's our goalkeeper. Trent Alexander-Arnold, 7 out of 10. Brilliant in play. Always moving the ball forward. Providing a bit of trickery. Splashed with a little bit of shithousery. But even when he got back, even I think when Sancho broke in at that stage on the left-hand side, and he just used the strength of his body, the strength of our bodies all over the pitch against United's players tonight. Body strength, positioning, passing, controlling the game, holding on to the ball. In every facet of the game, it was undeniable, the gulf and the difference in both these clubs at the moment. Absolutely shocking. Matip, 7 out of 10. As comfortable as it gets for Joel Matip. Unlucky at times coming out of defence. He likes to make those runs out of defence and play those balls through and stuff like that. Unlucky at times, but excellent again, Joel Matip. Van Dijk, frustrated at times, but only frustrated in the level in the second half of our performance. Frustrated with our performance. That's Van Dijk, future captain of this club. 7 out of 10. And frustrated with his own performance and frustrated with the performance of his players around him. A 3-0 up and a 4-0 up. Think about that. Think about that. Robertson, 7 out of 10. Certainly a game where he was more involved. We've seen in recent weeks it's been pretty quiet down that side. A lot of the work is coming up Trent's side, and it was very similar to that actually in the first half. We switched it around a lot, and a lot more ball was coming down Robbo's side, especially second half. But just making those bursts forward. I think at times, sometimes when he picks up the ball, if there's only one criticism about him, I think maybe when he picks up the ball, just bang it in there with your left peg. You don't always have to check back inside, put a ball in across that box there in between the 18-yard and the 6-yard box. Give the keeper something to think about and let the boys run onto it. We don't always have to check back in and get a little bit trickery. Bang it in there. But 7 out of 10. Brilliant from Robinson. Fabinho. United offering nothing to this man tonight. Giving him 7 out of 10. You could give him 8 out of 10, but I'm giving him 7 out of 10 because he literally had nothing to do. He was playing in a more forward role than he was in a defensive mid. Didn't have to shadow the back four literally at all. But was given nothing to do. Nothing to do. It was free to roam most of the night. No tackles going in. So frustrating if you're a Man United fan. Henderson recalled to the starting 11 after dropping down to the bench for Saturday's FA Cup semi-final win against Man City. Producing a third of display. I looked at this going in and I was thinking, God, you have to fear for Keita getting dropped. Likewise, I thought you had to fear for Konate getting dropped, who had a really good game at the weekend as well. But this is how we've been rotating these boys to keep things fresh and ready. And we know that we've a big game coming up at the weekend against Everton, Merseyside derby. I would expect a similar performance, but you know something? That Everton team, as bad as it is, they'll kick us and they'll tackle and they'll try and put a shift in, which is a lot more than what those Man United players did tonight. 7 out of 10 for Jordan Henderson. Authoritative and in control at all times. Thiago's getting a 9 out of 10. Absolutely exceptional again. Thought he was brilliant. Step overs, no look passes, spraying the ball left, spraying the ball right, drops the passes onto your toe, rarely a wild pass, winning possession back when needed. How long were United even allowed to hang on to the ball tonight? Thiago getting stuck in, Fabinho getting stuck in, Jordan getting stuck in, the front three getting stuck in. They were given no time on the ball at all. They were jogging around and frustrated, and we didn't even break a sweat. Thiago, 9 out of 10. Sublime. Salah, unbelievable. What do we say about this guy? As soon as the fan base as soon as people outside of the club, rival fans, start talking about this guy and, what's the story with him and all this, boom, jumps up, 2 goals. Absolutely unbelievable. Unbelievable from Salah. Just outstanding. Shows us why he is the Egyptian king. Mane, what can we say about this boy? Sorry, Diaz first, actually. 8 out of 10. Took advantage of that sloppy United defender, ran in, got his goal. Have you ever seen a guy as happy to score a goal? And even when he was being subbed off after a goal and an assist and 3 shots, he's being subbed off. He runs over to the gaffer, big smile on his face, massive hug. And even when our players were going to the subs bench, the subs were up off their feet, congratulating these players, patting them on the back and stuff like that. I've never seen a team as much together in the race to try and land a quadruple as this Liverpool side at the moment with the momentum that they have. Incredible. Luis Diaz, unbelievable. Constant threat. I knew he turned Wan-Bissaka inside out. It was never going to be in doubt. Absolutely fabulous. Mane, the man, nearly back to his sublime best. Looks so happy. Unbelievable. Opened up United for the first and then supplied a sublime assist for Salah. This is a guy who's scoring, assisting, and have you ever seen 2 boys like Salah and Mane who are happy back together and stuff like that? 8 out of 10 for Mane. Absolutely well deserved. But these boys from back to front will think that this was a training session tonight. They barely broke a sweat. They walked through United. They passed through the lines. They never got interfered with. They rarely got challenged. And they just made it look so easy. Unbelievable. Unbelievable. Jota came on. Not really going to give the subs really any kind of a rating, but Jota came on as usual stuff, like a pest, But only Salah and Son have scored more Premier League goals than Jota this season. But he showed his creative side again. He's setting up Salah to score the second. I'll give him 7 out of 10. Could give him an 8 even, but Jota just comes on. It's again the gaffer. He just makes these changes, and another player just comes on, and they're like Lego blocks. You just pick a piece of Lego out, and you put another bit in, and it just fits perfectly. I don't know how he's been able to manage to do this, but it's absolutely incredible what they've achieved there. Keita came on, introduced late on, and there's probably an argument there for that poor challenge. Yeah, maybe you could look at it and stuff like that. No, that's fine. Didn't give him a rating. He wasn't on long enough. And as I said already, I was surprised he was dropped after his performance against City and Konate. But of course, you have to rotate. We've so many games. We're down to now, I think it's 10 to go. I think we were on 11, so I think it's 10 to go now to land this quadruple. 10 cup finals to go. Absolutely sublime by the boys tonight. I couldn't be prouder of 1, their play, 2, the way they went about their business, albeit in the second half they got a little bit sloppy in possession, and 3, just unbelievable in their laser focus at the moment on what needs to be done. Top of the table, probably for 24 hours. I wonder, could Adam Lallana do what he did the other day and say he'll try and do his old club a favour? I think they're missing Yves Bissouma, so it's going to be an uphill struggle for Brighton. But certainly we'll put a tad little pressure on Man City, and let's test and see what they're made of. And we will do this again on the weekend, and we will keep on doing it until potentially we slip up and we can't do it anymore. But we will fight to the death for this league. They're not getting off that easy this time. Until next time, this has been the Shankly Sessions. Match reaction and player ratings. Liverpool 4, Man United 0. What a job Eric Ten Hag has in front of him at this stage with that United club. If you want to contact the show, you can drop your comments down below. Let us know what you thought. Even if you're an United fan, get in there and vent. Let us know how you feel right now about your club and the way they're representing you as a fan base. If you want to contact us, we're on Twitter at Session Shankly, the Upper Tier Podcast at gmail.com. We're on Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, Spotify, Amazon Music, Google Podcasts. That's where you'll find the audio versions of the show. And we will talk to you again real soon. We'll have a preview coming up for the Merseyside Derby later on in the week. Let's keep on going, Red Men. This quadruple, we can begin to smell it.